you want to move your life forward in the most positive way using astrology? Then let's talk about the astrological patterns for October 2022. The month begins with Mercury ending the retrograde phase. This will happen on October 2nd. Mercury will be in Virgo and will stay in Virgo for about the next 10 days. Mercury in Virgo is very powerful. You can go ahead and expect some breakthroughs in your thinking. You can expect new ideas. You can expect to be very detailed and precise. Those are all positive things, so why not expect those? At the same time that Mercury ends the retrograde phase, we have Venus in opposition to Jupiter. Venus will be in Libra and starting about the end of September and becoming very strong around October 2nd or so. Venus is hovering at what's called the Aries point. I know Venus is in Libra, you're going, it's not in Aries, but what I mean by that, it is at the early degrees of a cardinal sign. The Aries point peaks out and becomes very strong at 0 and 1 degree of a cardinal sign. Libra is a cardinal sign. What this means in that early part of October, be aware that your actions will be highly visible. In other words, you want to act with graciousness and you want to act with harmony and beauty and peace. Because if you don't, people will notice. That's what happens when planets are at the Aries point. And at the same time, we may be having some news, something in the news cycle where behavior becomes very obvious. And let's hope it's positive behavior. Venus in opposition to Jupiter could be delightful and harmonious and beautiful if it is lived well. Next, we have a flurry of activity from October 9th through October 12th. It's a lot going on at this time. First, we have the full moon in Aries. And this is always a delightful time because there is a need to balance our mental, intellectual communication energy with movement and activity and the kind of courage to make things happen. This full moon is particularly powerful because Pluto ends the retrograde and goes into direct motion. And that's going to unleash a whole lot of power. In fact, the word that goes with Pluto is empowerment. Funnel it through that moon in Aries energy, which means to believe in yourself. The other thing about this time frame on the 10th, 11th, and 12th is that Mercury hits the Aries point. You remember I talked about that, Venus hitting the Aries point in the early part of October, which means the early degrees of Libra. Now Mercury hits that same Aries point, which is 0 Libra. And during this time, Mercury is going to oppose Jupiter. Let me just say, this time frame from October 9th through the 12th has so much potential for you to grow your positivity, for you to have breakthroughs in your thinking as long as you take action with those ideas that want to come through, and as long as you are verbalizing your positive belief systems. This is a super powerful time. Use it well, be mindful, and engage with this expansion energy that is available to you. October 9th through 12th, super powerful time, live it well. A few more things in October. On the 23rd, we have Saturn ending the retrograde phase, going direct. You know, all these planets that are ending the retrograde phase, moving into direct motion, unleashes a lot of energy and potential for us. We're going to feel a clarification, which then leads me to the next new moon, which is October 25th, which is actually an eclipse. And this happens at 2 degrees Scorpio. If you have planets in the early part of Scorpio, this eclipse is going to trigger a powerful wave of energy for you. So watch my next new moon video for the October 25th new moon in Scorpio eclipse. And then last, on October 28th, we have Jupiter retrograding back into the final visit to Pisces. It'll stay in Pisces until mid-December. Jupiter in Pisces is very strong, and it is quite the energetic change from the Jupiter in Aries transit that we've been experiencing for the last few months, going back and having one final visit in Pisces. If you have planets toward the end of Pisces, you're going to receive all this expansion energy from Jupiter. Even if you don't have planets in Pisces, this is a powerful, compassionate, and intuitive time. And there is a level of grace that flows with Pisces, a level of forgiveness, a level of compassion, and creativity that is quite nice. And we're going to feel that from the last part of October until the middle part of December. Let it flow through you and heal. So to summarize the astrological patterns for October, remember the beginning of the month with Mercury ending the retrograde and Venus hitting that Aries point opposite Jupiter. Best behavior. Live from a high level. Live with harmony. This moves forward until we have that full moon in Aries. Remember, October 9th through 12th. It is a highly charged time with so much potential, a lot going on. We have the full moon, we have Mercury opposite Jupiter hitting the Aries point. What you begin in the early part of the month is going to flourish and bloom and grow at that full moon. October 23rd, Saturn ends the retrograde and goes direct. All of that disciplined energy will now flow so much easier. On the 25th, we have that new moon in Scorpio, which is also an eclipse. I'll be doing a video on that. Pay attention because that's powerful. And then on the 28th, Jupiter retrogrades back into Pisces, making its last stand in that beautiful sign where it functions so well. Polish all of your skills for harmony. Polish all of your skills for positivity. Make the best of this energy because it is quite nice. And then November, things are flowing in a very interesting way. So stay tuned for the November forecast. I am sending you so much love and so many blessings. Thank you. I'm Kathy Rose.